Welcome, brave adventurers, to Loresmith Studios, where the art of storytelling and the game of Dungeons and Dragons converge. In affiliation with HeroForge, the masters of custom miniatures, and powered by the incredible virtual tabletop technology of Talespire. As the dice roll and fate hangs in the balance, prepare for an unforgettable journey through a world of magic, mystery, and epic storytelling.
A 24-hour period has gone by. You guys have collected the various bodies and buried them with rites outside. And now it's basically day 2 that you've been here. You've rested, you're feeling better, and so now, what is it? Now that you've taken care of the bodies, what is it that you want to do?
It would
Should we
be
return?
optimal for us to return.
So yeah, I'm gonna look at our leader here. So what do?
We have to tell Angry Elf Man about werewolf people.
Angry Elfman is do you mean the tiefling? In town?
Tiefling. What is tieflings are angry elves?
I do not believe this to be 100% accurate.
Are you not an angry elf?
No, I am not an elf. Do not point out my pointed ears, please.
Alright. So, you guys are heading out of town?
Yes. Are we going the wrong way?
Alright.
Yeah, I may have got turned around.
Going in circles.
We will
Our way.
we will return and we will report our actions and the outcome of this event to the proper authorities, and perhaps they may find new residents to take up these lovely abandoned homes.
Lovely.
Yes, for some people,
many of
these
them are
homes are actually
destroyed.
fairly nice, and they are not on fire or smoldering ash.
Or covered in blood?
Or covered in blood and claw marks, and probably do not smell of rotten decay.
I don't think it's gotten that far yet, but you know.
I am sure by the time people will show up, there will be some rotten decay smelling.
So were you guys taking a body back with you? One of the
We
bodies?
took one of their heads, I remember.
We took their heads, yeah.
About to say,
werewolf people heads.
someone
I think
took
only
their
one of the
heads.
heads. I think one of the,
I-
Did you guys search
I
any
probably
pockets
have
or anything like that?
No.
I believe
Kyofi
we-
did not.
I had
I
no
believe
desire
I have the heads.
to do so. It is...
Please, we're not grave robbers.
I would say I'm not that kind of person. I am personally feeling that the Jaegers would fund me any necessary required equipment and such.
Well, rifling through people's pockets and doing so for money are two separate things entirely. One
There
does
could have been
not
clues.
always. Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I was asking. It doesn't
Listen,
always, not
nobody
always
said
the
we were
case that
thorough
somebody's looking for
investigators.
something to steal it.
Okay, so question then, why would a paladin rifle through the pockets of the dead?
Look, sometimes paladins are questionable. It's okay.
I mean,
like a
I'm
questionable
not saying that they are not sometimes questionable, but why would a military...
Questionable. Well, even more so, it's a military paladin.
So anyways, we're on the road.
Yep, on the road again.
I will not be taking the horses this time.
I got this. So I will take the reins of the horses. so that we don't go off track again and possibly break a wheel or something, or a horse.
Okay.
Can we break a horse?
Look, when Will's driving, we don't know.
Zarhawk is very interested about breaking a horse.
I mean, if you break its leg,
No. The whole horse.
So, anyways,
Like the spine, or
I cast break horse. Now it's a rabbit. Wouldn't
And,
that be polymorph? I cast break.
so you guys get back on your carriage, start the about day and a few hour journey back. Are you guys going to push through the night, or are you going to stop?
I will not do that to the horses.
Okay.
So we will stop.
All right, we'll be stopping. Is there anything that you guys are discussing about the events that transpired in Beachside while you travel on this long journey?
Actually,
Zarhawk is showing Kjolvik the heads of the vanquished foes while they sit in the back of the
and
cart.
Hilvik will inspect it as we are just staring at a head. Question: Did they revert to their human forms when we killed them, or is it still
Yes.
a lycanthrope?
They did revert to their human forms, yes.
Okay, so it's just a human head.
I have two of them.
We just got some human heads.
Did they retain any features like fangs or anything like that, so that we can?
Yeah, I'll say
or
they
they-
kind of like their ears are a little more pointed. Their mouths are like, it's almost as if they like were transitioning back.
Okay,
to
Okay,
human.
so
There's
they
not
at
just a
least-
complete
So-
human head.
so
Okay.
we don't have
As far as
human
they know.
heads. We have furry heads.
As far as they know, we could have just went on the road, killed the first travelers we saw, cut off their heads, came back, and be like, "Okay, we did it."
So anyhow, Zarhawk is presenting the heads to his brother and saying, "What do you see?"
I see slight features indicating that they were lycanthropes. Not much. There should be enough proof.
How closely are you investigating these heads?
I'd say I could do like a whole check. I warrant a whole check.
Okay. Let's do a whole check, man.
A whole check, a whole ass check. Investigation, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
16.
Nice. Okay. So with a 16, Kjolvik, you're going to see that there are several markings, like in the upper neck area, what's left of it anyway.
Yeah.
There's several like puckering small holes in the neck, as if someone had been injected multiple times in that area.
See some markings on the neck. Something that might indicate fangs or injections of some sort.
Injection of teeth?
That is a possibility. It is only half of the neck. It would be easier if it was the rest of it.
I'm
Man.
sorry, brother. My axe has a mind of its own.
Vampires don't bite
Understandable.
people; they inject their fangs.
They inject their fangs. I need to inject my fangs to extract some blood from you. Is this okay?
Wow.
Listen, Zarhawk's trying. Give him credit.
None.
No credit given. And Cillian penance. Are you guys discussing anything or commenting on this overheard conversation?
I am questioning everything that's going on behind me right now while concentrating keeping us on the road because it is quite distracting.
There's just a head being passed back and forth as we're just making
Zarhawk?
comments.
Zarhawk would like to roll an investigation to see the injection sites.
Okay.
Why don't you get a nat
mean-
20 and just no?
Suddenly just becomes the smartest person ever.
I also got a 16.
Fantastic.
You did. Ugh. A higher natural roll. He actually rolled an 18, but he has a minus 2. That's
So
something.
I understand what my brother's talking about. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep, you get it. You see it. You may not understand fully all of it, but you know, but you see it.
All right.
So I'm going to actually ask. I'm curious. Do lycanthropes not normally, are they not able to control their shifting? I was under the assumption that it required something of the moon to transform.
I don't
No.
know.
Normally, yes.
Don't know all the biology of lycanthropes, but I do believe there is an aspect of the moon involved.
Yes, I was taught more. Well, I mean, I was technically taught werewolves as well, but I did not pay as much attention during my studies of the lycanthropes. I was more interested in demons, but I do remember that. So I find it odd that the ones we face were able to do so as this they controlled their powers.
There was great story in Tribe of
Kevik,
the
do you happen to know what, or I guess I should say, Tyler, do you happen to know what month, and day it is?
It is actually. How long were we burying?
It would have 2 days would have elapsed since our
So
last.
it's the 11th of Renel.
The 11th of Rhinel, correct?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna bring up the world anvil now.
I can remember.
It's an Earth Day.
It's Earth Day.
It is an Earth Day. Okay, that's it. That's all I need to know.
Okay.
Zarhawk was recounting the story that he had heard in the tribe of elder beast people who could change at will.
Actually, yes. I think I remember some of these. Some can become more in tuned lycanthropy in some way.
Would
Or
I
my
have to
only
roll a
part paid attention.
history on trying to remember what they said? Or the actions before the fight?
Let's go ahead and do that, because if you score high enough, you may actually think of things that you heard or saw that maybe just didn't cross your mind at the time.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a 4. I rolled 2, but I got a +2.
You can't remember anything that they might have been talking about.
Well, I was going to say... Look at my fucking character rolling into my normal speech here. I was going to say that I don't remember them seeming like they were elders, per se. So it was like they seemed like they were somewhat new to it. So it's odd of that. It's a lot of the stuff doesn't make sense.
One was a bit of older looking human. The other was an elf. Age hard to tell.
And Zarhawk says, "See?" as he proudly holds up both heads.
Yes, an older human and
Well,
an
they're
elf.
also both slightly
That is-
transformed, so you can't really get a full feel there.
This one's older. Look at wrinkles, and it has the gray hair.
Hang on, I'm gonna
Older
take the
than you.
horses over here and tie them off to a tree over here.
Ooh, horsies.
Tie them off, feed them, all that.
Hop over.
Give them a nice brush down, you know, the whole deal.
Oh no,
Hello,
our cart.
floating.
You moved your cart.
Sudden cart removal.
How old are you, Penance?
Apparently I'm teleporting. I wanted to turn. There we go. I had to remember the controls. It's been 2 months. What was the question?
How old are you?
Oh, I am not even 3 decades.
I don't. Zarhawk holds up his hand and starts. What's a decade?
Decades is
I
10
walk up
years.
10 years.
You're not even 10 years old? Ha! I am older than you!
3 decades. I am
No,
technically
He's under 30.
What is 3 tens?
30.
30. You're not 30?
I am not even 30 yet.
What's an even 30?
Why don't you just tell him the number, please?
I did not think he could count that high. 28.
Oh, you are
He
old.
is older than us.
Yeah.
How old are you guys?
We're 24.
We are 24.
Ah, okay. Sits down, takes out a drink, and, starts drinking a bit. Doesn't say
Also, I
anything.
like that that was said in unison.
Yeah, twins.
Doesn't say a word, just sips on his drink. Eats a little food,
Cillian, if you
no.
did not know, these are twins.
Oh, yeah, no, I knew that.
Somehow.
They've mentioned.
How do you mean somehow?
It is clear that neither one of you very much resemble one another.
We look exactly
Caleb
alike.
just looked up, completely like hood up, just like a mask on. Hardly any features. So
We look
Mm,
exactly alike.
I mean,
head back down to the fire.
Sure. We will go with you two are very much alike. Cillian, how old are you?
You sure you want that answer?
You're elf. I know you're at least over 100.
Elves are weird.
I am 109 years old.
Lies.
That's unnatural.
It's not right.
I have lived many of all of your lifetimes.
Ugh.
So I'm gonna pull the wise elder moment here. I must ask.
Cillian is the elder.
I am going to ask you, Kjovik, how old do you think these trees are around us?
You're asking Kjovik?
Yes.
How these trees are around us?
Yeah, how old do you
Uh-huh.
think these
How
trees
old?
are?
What these trees are? I don't know.
Would you say they're, perhaps 10, 20 years old?
No, likely far older.
Would you consider them to be unnatural?
Are elves trees?
I look at Cillian with the sternest of faces and go, sometimes I wonder. And then
Face palms.
I'm going to look back and go, some creatures live longer than others. It is not unnatural for them to do so. Just because you do not
Trees
live as
are
long as them.
distinctly different from flesh and blood.
Trees aren't creatures.
Would you not consider bark to be part of their flesh? Sap to be their blood?
I consider bark to be bark and sap to be sap.
Trees
Do you
live
think-
just the same as we do.
What? Trees have heart?
Trees have life.
Trees have brain?
Trees have life. Just because they don't have the same organs that we have doesn't mean that they're not alive.
Weird life like an elf.
I suppose.
I was trying to make the point that just because it is different from you does not necessarily mean that it's bad. But
It no bad, it unnatural. Live that long. Tree makes sense. Tree cannot fight. Elf can fight.
Wow. That's the distinction there, huh?
Penance is going to think back and regale the group with a small tail. Trees actually can fight. There was a day that while I was in training, a young man who was attempting to surpass me in skill. I was top of the class apparently. He decided to go training, and he did so in the city square, which had a very large tree in it. And he would take his sword and axe and strike at the tree multiple times throughout the day. And finally, after months of doing so, he decided to challenge me to a duel. And whenever I fought him, I had noticed that the amount of stress and effort he put into training against the tree had actually weakened the tree itself. So I simply kicked him into the tree, and it fell on him. He was not able to continue training, but I would say that to some degree, the tree fought back.
I don't think that's how that works, but all right.
I'm gonna pull out my sword or my knife and point it at him and go, "That is 100% how this goes."
So you tell me I smack tree. Tree smacks me. Tree is fighting?
If the tree falls on you after you smack it, then yes, I would say it's fighting you. It may not be very good at fighting. It is not like us. We train to fight all the time. But the tree itself may not be very good at it. It mostly trains just to live.
Falling is not fighting.
That depends on how big you are and if you do it on purpose.
Wow. Well, not that this isn't lovely, but I think I'm gonna have the first sleep tonight. Yep.
Okay. I'll say penance, Zarhawk. As soon as you finish this kind of interaction, you actually see an elderly man who is walking and kind of stumbling a little bit,
Is he a
but
tree?
still kind of no, not tree.
Well, those two
Short-footed.
might.
Starts walking kind of slowly past your camp.
Am I able to tell if he's injured or if he's just an old man?
From this distance, unless you want to roll a perception check, you can't tell.
Perception check it is. I got a 19.
He doesn't appear to be physically injured, but he does appear to be stumbling somewhat.
I mean, you described that already.
Mm-hmm.
I do not trust Zarhawk to do it. Kiovik, do you think
What?
you could assist the elderly gentleman outside of camp for me?
What? Gentlemen?
There's a man walking down the road behind you. Do you think you could go inspect him, see if there is some problem that he may need help with?
Is he a bad guy?
No,
Very well.
not that I'm aware of.
Then I'm going to sleep.
I suppose first watch would be
Oh,
me,
man.
Kiovik.
Stop
And
for
you
inspection.
walking.
Stop for
He
inspection.
Stop for inspection.
turns around, kind of has a little bit of a wild look in his eye. He gets down on one knee in the puddle that he's standing in and pulls out a rather ornate looking amulet and like presents it to you in an almost regal fashion. Good King Barrison, as a token of our greatest appreciation for acts of kindness in the recent conflict with our most despicable enemies, please accept this meager gift that our nations may offer forever, being your allies.
Okay. Are you injured?
Good King Barrison, please accept this token of our greatest appreciation. He continues to kneel and like presenting you the amulet.
I am not a king.
Why do you say these ridiculous things, good King Barrised? Please accept this token, so that we may put this matter to rest.
Why do you keep referring to me as king? I am no one's king.
Nonsense! You are the good King Barrised, who has taken mercy on us and is stopped the recent conflict with our most despicable enemies.
I am Kiovic.
Barrised!
Kiovic.
Barrised!
God damn it. Kiovic.
Good King Barrised, please! For the love of all that is holy, accept
Why
your
is it
greatest
so loud?
appreciation.
What is the
Trying to
meaning of this
sleep.
deception?
What?
This old man attempts to deceive.
Old man, I am trying to sleep. You are being very loud.
Oh, wonderful! The advisor to good King Barrised. He surely will accept this token of our greatest appreciation for King Barrised's acts of kindness in the
No.
recent conflict with our most despicable enemies.
He
What
is Zarhawk.
What is he
I
trying
am
to do?
Kiovic.
What is this?
He continues to claim I am a king.
He kind of gets down on his other knee and starts shuffling forward towards penance. Oh, please, hand servant to good King Barrised, accept this token of the greatest appreciation.
What?
I'm going to go ahead and reach out, and I'm going to take the amulet.
You
Okay.
doomed us.
You grab the amulet. It's very high quality. Looks like it could be worth fortune. And it has kind of like an inscription on the back that is addressed to a neighboring noble, to good King Barrised, a token of our greatest appreciation.
Okay. I'm going to grab him by the shoulder. I'm going to lift him up out of the dirt and go, "Thank you for your token. We appreciate your pledge. You may
Thank you
go."
very much. And he starts walking off. His like stumbling limp just inexplicably disappears.
Zarhawk has climbed back into bed.
And as he kind of is walking off, you hear him kind of mumbling to himself, "Good King Barrised has accepted our token."
I am confused.
I understand, and sometimes it is best whenever you interact with a drunkard to just accept whatever it is that they are trying to hand you. Trust
Apparently
me,
he cannot handle his liquor.
trust me, sometimes it is better for everyone.
And with that, kind of night begins to fall, darkness approaching, and who was keeping first watch?
Considering those two have already gone to bed, I'm going to assume Kiovic and I.
Yes, it would seem.
Well, I'm only going to be out for 4 hours, so I'll be up shortly.
And that's about how long the rest is, anyways.